Working is fun when you are doing something for the good of your community. I walk through the woods and I see the world without a screen, in the highest definition of color, in 3D even. We make up games, we have conversations where we get to speak, listen, think, and learn things. We read books, we spend time with our cats and dogs, we make art, and we play with ideas. I have never had more fun, and incidentally, never watched less television. We aren't totally disconnected. In fact, I feel we're more aware of current issues and what life is about than those who are plugged into the digital world all the time. There's a lot to learn from unplugging from time to time. We make our own music, we make our own stories, and our lives belong to us. I have fun, but that doesn't mean that I am happy. That is not my goal. I agree with the Buddhist idea that life is struggle, and I am struggling to find the truth that is masked so easily in the digital age. But I know it is there. If we can make the truth known, those who are guilty will be so guilty that there will be no way for them to go on. They will only go on as long as we are satisfied with the illusions that try to legitimize destructive actions. When those illusions no longer entertain us, and we go looking for the less pleasant truth, and we hold all the wrongdoers, the torturers, the rapists, the liars accountable, and we hold ourselves accountable, terror will end. Evil can only operate as long as there is apathy. People only commit acts of injustice if they think they can get away with it. And I will not look the other way. I will not keep my eyes on the TV screen as people bleed and cry in the same world as me. By stepping away from the conventional American lifestyle a little, I was able to get an alternate perspective on what's happening in the world that doesn't get put into the New York Times or the nightly news. I watch Noam Chomsky videos, I read books and poetry, read the Amnesty International blog, and pay attention to what activists are saying. I truly don't believe that everyone should live the same way as I do, but I would like to point out that if every American lived like I did, the ratings of once popular TV shows would plummet, and networks would be forced to consider the interests of people who want to see the real picture, people who want an active role in shaping the world we see on the screens. Americans would care more about stopping the worst sexual violence in the world that has been committed for 12 years now against hundreds of thousands of women in the Democratic Republic of Congo than checking their Facebooks or online shopping or finding out who will be the next American Idol. Until truth rings loud and clear from all speakers and is plainly seen on all screens, I will continue to pursue the truth. I know it's not being squeezed in between commercial breaks. I sometimes find it in books, not history books, but books that have been buried by history but remain in the libraries of human consciousness. Books with real, viable information requiring more than half an hour to process. The internet is not conducive to truth-telling, where anyone can write anything and not suffer any consequences. It is a wasteland of anonymous, degrading, and misleading content. It is a place for people to manipulate naive strangers with scams, for hackers to waste energy burdening people with viruses, for people to deceive you into thinking there's something they're not, for anyone to become a peeping Tom. The internet has allowed us to see how wretched humans can behave when they aren't held accountable for their actions. But I don't believe everything is totally bad. Sometimes something that smells sweet to one person may be offensive to another. And in the digital realm, something that is used to cloak the truth may also be used to reveal it. There are still humans that take advantage of digital communication to do something good for the world. I believe the possibilities of the digital world could bring forth valuable ideas and could even raise consciousness. It could be a medium to amplify the voices of fellow common people of the world who are struggling and need your help pursuing happiness and freedom for us all. The mess that is Jerry Springer could be replaced by people with legitimate, pertinent concerns. Instead of creating websites to catalog embarrassing quotes by George Bush and Dan Quayle, who say things like, the American people would not want to know of any misquotes that Dan Quayle may or may not make, And we're all capable of mistakes, but I do not care to enlighten you on the mistakes we may or may not have made. Dan Quayle. And finally, I'll be long gone before some smart person ever figures out what happened inside this Oval Office. George Bush. Instead of that, we could have websites devoted to cataloging truths and inspiring ideas that speakers would actually want us to remember. If I were on television right now, and I had just a few seconds left, or one excerpt were to be torn from this speech and reproduced in a newspaper, I would say this to you. We are capable of knowing the truth.